Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Ivica Srnković, and
my name is Lucy Ellen Lwakatare.
and we will tell you a few words about the workshop which will come on Sunday. The name of the workshop is WAIN, which is an abbreviation of Workshop on AI Engineering, Software Engineering for AI. So running from Sunday after lunch, 1 p.m. if you're in Europe, and also running on Monday from 9 in the morning to 6 p.m. Central European time. So just to say about the organizers, so the organizers are Jan Bosch, me, Helena Hellström Olsson, and Lucy. And then we have a great team of program committee, of course. But what I would like to say first, why WAIN? Why did we decide to propose for such a workshop? So you know, WAIN is abbreviation for this Software Engineering for AI. So you can say that like how to efficiently develop AI-enabled systems and assure fulfillment of the requirements. We mean by that both functional and non-functional requirements, so quality-related questions, within given constraints. And first to say about this AI-enabled systems, what does it mean? You know, when we are talking about AI, we are talking very often about functionality of AI, to do something, to predict something or similar. But when you are talking about software system, it's not the same. For complex and big and large software systems or software-intensive systems, AI functionality are implemented in form of AI components. So they are just part of the system. And then, of course, the questions related to the system is not the same to questions related to AI. And by the way, when we are talking about AI, we are thinking about machine learning. So prediction or AI based on data. And as you can see here at one example here, this is example of one software system which has its own architecture, which has specific requirements, which has specific performance, functionality, which is not exactly the same what is valid for a particular component. And software engineering is not about developing AI components only, but also developing the entire systems. But then developing of such system, which includes AI component, is somewhat different than development of non-AI systems. And the second part, even if you look at these AI parts, AI components, we may think, and that's known from this seminal paper, Machine Learning, the High Interest Credit Card of Technical Debt, that in many cases the focus is on providing machine learning model and algorithm. But if you look at the all activities which we need to build up AI functionality, then there are much more activities which we have to include. So that's why it's not enough just to build this algorithm. That's very similar, like you know, like difference between computer science and software engineering. Software engineering is much broader. So in that sense, it's very similar. It's just that we are using now ML components. So what is the aim of the workshop? So we have the following goals or wishes. First, put together researchers and practitioners which can exchange experience. And the second one, get together experts in software engineering, which of course is not a problem at ICSE conference, but get together with data scientists and AI experts. because from many studies, you can see that the way of working and the culture of building up the systems are quite different for software engineers and for data scientists. And also there are some empirical evidence that building AI systems or AI-enabled systems, it's not possible to do only with software engineers, and it's not possible to do only with data scientists. You have to build like interdisciplinary teams. So that's why it is important to build up such a common community which can have a common understanding of systems. The idea with workshop is to be highly interactive, consisting of different parts. So we will have invited keynotes. We will have 2 panels, one industrial and one academic. We will have presentations of the papers, and we will also have short interactive group meetings. So let me say a few words about each of that. The keynote. Okay, the first keynote, known researchers, we know, all of us know him, Lionel Bryan. So he will talk about trustworthy machine learning enabled systems, or in particular, how to automatically test AI or machine learning enabled systems, which of course, due to the fact that we have these AI components which do not consist of a standard code, but are based on the input data, such automated tests are different. So that would be very interesting presentation about how does it work for such type of systems. The second keynote is Errol Kuhlmeister from industry, it's from H&M. And I hope you know who is H&M. H&M is a fashion factory and selling chain. You probably know that. And H&M has went through a process during 5 years of building up AI approach in their services and their software which they are using for different purpose, from specific projects which they have to one common approach. So he will talk about which challenges they have met in building such organizational team, infrastructure, processes, and so on. And then we will have 2 panels. The first one, industrial panels, real experts from AI. So Alexander Fabian from Microsoft, software engineer, and also working with AI in last 3-4 years, intensively in Microsoft team. Bjorn Brine from Peltarian company, an AI company, which builds a development environment to build AI-based systems. Roland Weiss, development research manager from ABB company. ABB company is a big company, 100,000 employees, producing different type of complex control systems, for example. And finally, Elena Ferschman from Ericsson, having experience in building up systems and communication based on 5G, and now extensively using deep learning and other machine learning techniques. And they will talk about the challenges and about the problems they meet when developing AI-based systems. And then we have another panel, research panel, which we will ask about how to solve these problems which the industry is facing. So these researchers have experience in AI, both in AI and in software engineering. So Jane Kleinland Haug from University of Notre Dame, working with requirements engineering mostly, but in last years also working with AI-based systems, so systems which have incorporated AI functionality. Brian Fitzgerald from Lero, Ireland, also working with the complex and large systems and different aspects of software engineering for such systems. Then we have Barbara Plank from IT University of Copenhagen. She is a data scientist and working with natural language processing. And then Ipek Oskaya from CMU, Software Engineering Institute, with architecture, technical depth, and AI. And finally, Ian Gorton from Northern University, Seattle. He has been working during many years with the huge data systems. So he is experts in both in software engineering and in data science. So it will be very interesting to see and hear from them how they see the challenges in software engineering for building these AI systems and what are the possible directions. And in between, we will have presentations of the papers from people which submitted and get accepted in 6 different sessions, plus 1 position papers presentation. And you can see that sessions are divided in describing challenges, showing experience in machine learning, and building up machine learning enabled systems. Then specific session about engineering trustworthy AI. So talking about safety, security, dependability in general, and how that is related to properties of AI components. For example, accuracy, performance. Then we will have a session about software engineering life cycle for AI, like machine learning workflow, and software development life cycle, like some agile processes, DevOps. So how they fit together, how we can integrate them together. Then we have a session which is more like of applied character. So some examples for different type of applications. And finally, 2 sessions about designing AI systems. So different aspects from modeling, designing, testing, deploying. And finally, we will have group discussions, basically to group together up to 4 participants. And each group can then will discuss particular question. So we are still have to design the room, how does it work in Clowder, but we will see it. We hope that this will work as well. So here is the ambition that in each short session, questions and which they will discuss about them and maybe provide some output. And that output, our ambition is that to collect the findings and those people which are interested in continues to work that together, publish that in, for example, software engineering notes. So this is approximately the program. And so we hope that we will see you, and of course that you will be active. And then of course we hope that the workshop will provide interesting results so that we can continue with growing up the community and of course with this workshop in the future. So if you have some questions, Lucy and me will be happy to answer. But then, of course, there will be the workshop itself. There will be a lot of opportunity to discuss different things.
We don't have any questions from the chat, but we're looking forward to your participation at WAIN.
Yes. Okay, there is one question. Until when can we decide to submit to the special issue? Yes. So the people who get accepted papers got invitation for a special issue. Maybe I should have mentioned that here also. That special issue is organized by NDPI organization, publisher, which provides open source, open access, and the deadline is in September. But it is possible to submit anytime, and they are working like that. When someone is submitting, the review process starts directly, and if the paper is accepted, then the paper is also published on the web. So by time this special issue grows, and then the submission is closed in September. And then if there will be more than 10 submissions, then the special issue will be also published as a book, will be available as a book. What is also interesting with this type of publication is that if you can public and there is a copyright, there is actually in that sense that you have not published it before. But after that, you can publish that paper or part of that in any other publication. So there is no like copyright after publishing. That's interesting. Okay, so maybe you know if you will come to WAIN, maybe one of the questions would be what are the real differences between software engineering for AI and AI for software engineering? Theoretically, it's quite clear the differences, but when you come to the practice, then maybe then it's not so clear. Okay, by that, I think we can close this session. So thank you very much that you came now for the second time, because yesterday I was completely lost in this interface. I forgot to press a button, join the backstage, so I was talking for 15 minutes just for myself. So see you then on Sunday, I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Lucy, are you there? Okay. Okay, I'm on. Okay, it seems that we are also online. Okay, bye bye.